Hello friends, my name's TheRealEmile and welcome back to Forza Horizon 1. We're continuing on our Let's Play today by doing some of the PR stunts. Now for those of you who do not know about Horizon 1 or the way this used to work, basically PR stunts, there is 10 outposts on the map and it costs 10,000 credits to fast travel to each of these. Now you can complete these PR stunts in order to get the money knocked down and eventually be able to fast travel there for free. And that's kind of a useful commodity, so we are going to go and do that. So we're going to be doing these today. We're probably going to go somewhere else and do the PR stunts there as well. I don't know how many of these we'll do. I guess I'll try and keep the video under about half an hour and everyone's happy, I guess.
I'll say this only once. Put your foot to the floor to beat this target speed.
Okay, so our first car is the 599XX. A pretty monstrously awesome car this. I do quite like the 599XX because it's completely mental, and I love the other version of this car in this game even more, the Evolution, which is, it looks even more fantastic. It's got an even stupider wing, it's crazy, it's mental, it's fantastic. I don't know why this isn't in the more modern Forzas. They usually just have the 599 GTO, which meh, isn't as cool as this. Blast through that, not a problem.
Wow, so fast. Was that a new record? It looked close. Great job.
I doubt it was a new record, because of course all the records set in this game were set by Bugatti EB110s with Veyron engines. That's the way, that was the fastest car in the game. I believe you could get up to 273, 4 and 5, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure how fast you could get it. All I know is it was an uncontrollable monstrosity. Usually you'd be better off using the Conan's egg, unless you were absolutely sure you could get the Bugatti up to speed.
As always, don't damage it on the way there.
Okay, now we're on to the photo shoots. Now these are fairly simple. All you got to do is drive to a location and take a picture of the car with some scenery in the background. You're not allowed to total the car on the way there, otherwise you lose, and that's pretty much the only challenge to this. I believe there's no time limit or anything, so you can take your time with it. And we're in the beautiful Eagle Speedster. This is an awesome looking car. This is beautiful, this car. I love the interior of it. I love everything about this car. It's an awesome car. Trying to squeeze through that gap. That was a bit clenchy, but we got through it, so that's alright. I love the detail they've put in here as well, the signed steering wheel and everything. It's all very cool. Right, I believe that's the Finley Dam Bridge, so let's just set the car up in a way where we can take a good photo. That's a lot of blur, we don't want that. There we go. Go with that. Try and get rid of the dust trail, like so. There you go.
Hey, that's a great shot. You've got a good eye for this.
There you go, success, fantastic. This is an awesome looking car, isn't it just? Beautiful machine, beautiful. Alright, 50% off at Finley Dam now, which is good. I want to try and get the two most out there places covered, which is Red Rock and Finley Dam. I don't know if we're going to do Red Rock in this video, because Red Rock's quite a ways away. But it's always nice to have them two sort of there, so you can get from one end of the map to the other end of the map easily. Okay, now finally we are on to skill stunts. Now the aim of the game in skill stunts is fairly simple. All you got to do is get skill points. We got to get 18,000 in 2 minutes. They're fairly mental to drive LFA, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to go to third person for this, just because it makes drifting and various other commodities a bit easier. Alright, speed through there, get past the Leaf. More Leafs, bloody Nissan Leafs, hateful machines. But at least they come in illuminated paint now, which is very awesome. I was about to say, can we trick out a speed zone and see if we can get through this faster than the Fiat 500 did in the 1000 Club videos? Which would be quite interesting to see. Ooh, there was a wall tap. There was indeed a wall tap there, but it didn't knock our skill chain off, which was good. It's all about just chaining it together in these. If you can get a really good chain going, then you're pretty much golden, but you know, if you break too many chains, you're pretty much boned. Like, if you're the sort of person who does individual stunts, it's just not going to happen for you, this, unfortunately. We're going to Red Rock for a bit. I believe we've pretty much done it now though, so I'll keep the skill chain going, see how long we can go for. I presume we get the reputation points for it as well, so that's quite good as well. I don't think this actually ends until the time limits run out either, so that's cool. There's a Prius over there. Right. I don't think this is how you're supposed to drive a Lexus LFA, but you know, I guess it could work. At least Top Gear didn't bring one of these on their Australian adventure. I don't think the LFA would have survived very well. I think the LFA is completely out of production now as well. I believe it ended back in like 2012. It's still drifting. Yeah, we'd lost it there. Power, can we get a burnout? Nope, unfortunately not. That's a wee bit of a shame. I kind of wanted a burnout just to finish it all off, but apparently not.
Wow, you really nailed it. The crowd loved you, and we got some great footage for our promos.
Awesome, now we got 100% off at the Finley Dam, so if we ever need to fast travel out there, then we are A-OK. Don't have to pay a single penny, which is good. Righto, now that we've done that, we can make the trip over to, where's the nearest outpost next? Beaumont. Let's go South Beaumont. Power. Yeah, this is the mental Fiat 500 we made in the 1000 Club video. That is on my channel if you want to check that out. Yeah, it's a pretty cool one. It doesn't last very long because the 500's got some fairly easy challenges, which the slow cars have easier challenges because technically you can just upgrade the living hell out the slow cars. For example, the Ford F-150. You know, some of the things are like, oh, go past the speed trap at 60 miles an hour if you put a Shelby engine in it with 1000 horsepower and tune the suspension and all the rest of it. Believe me, it will go through there at more than 60 miles an hour. I believe the F-150 with a Shelby engine can hit almost 200 miles an hour, so... Yeah, God. My voice is dying a little bit, I think. Not sure. Have to have a quick drink once we pull up to the nearest outpost. Right. Can we... Nah, I'm not going to e-drift this car. This car is a bit oversteering. It's a bit twitchy as well, which isn't a good thing. Yeah. And oh god, what was those cars called? S5 Raptors or something. They were the unicorn car. You got them if you played Horizon 1 on the first few days of launch. Unfortunately, I didn't have Horizon 1 for the first few days of launch because when this game came out, I was poor. So, yeah. In fact, I think Horizon 2 is the only Forza game I've actually had off launch because I didn't have an Xbox One for when Forza 5 came out. I bought Forza for a little bit after it came out. Forza 3 I bought pre-owned for like £10. That's sort of what got me into it. I bought the Ultimate Edition of Forza 3 for like 10 quid. Down at used game dealer one day, and I've sort of loved the Forza series ever since. It's a fantastic, fantastic game series, this. Probably my favourite of the last generation, I've got to be honest. I was definitely sunk the most time into it. Because, I mean, before this, before Forza, I was a Grand Theft Auto fanboy. I absolutely love Grand Theft Auto series, I still do to this day. But PS2 was definitely in the prime time for Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 5 is really, really good and all, but it just doesn't match the same as the PS2 days did, unfortunately. Okay, what we got? An Ascari, an Alpha, and a Mercedes C63. Alright, let's do this. Now, the Ascari is a car you don't see mentioned much in modern games. I'm surprised it actually is in Horizon 2. You don't see the Ascari at all. I believe it was in Forza 4, but that was about it. I mean, I remember seeing the monstrous A10 on Top Gear. And that's sort of the last I ever heard of this company. I presume they went broke. I can only assume they went broke. If they didn't, please tell me down below. But I could swear Ascari presumably went broke because, well, it's an English car manufacturer. Of course, they're going to go broke because they make shoddy stuff. But the KZ1 is a very cool car. The A10's a cool car. I believe the A10 was just... we're going to understeer. Okay, so we got some understeer at high speed in this hypercar, which is a bit odd. Most hypercars, you don't get understeer at high speed. You sort of get... Well, they start driving really nicely.
Awesome speed. That was totally fast enough.
Okay, there we go. That's the Ascari done. What's next? I believe it's an Alpha 8C photo shoot. Yeah, I hope you get the idea of the speed challenge. You basically go past the speed camera very fast. I don't think I explained it when I was doing the Ferrari. Speed zones, photo shoot, take a picture with the crow mine in the background. So I presume that means we need to go to Red Rock for this. And the game is going to supply us the gorgeous Alpha 8C, which is very cool. Not the colour I'd have it in. Yeah, I wouldn't want pictures of a wrecked Alpha 8C either. I'd probably go into tears. Although on the Crew you can wreck these things up quite badly. The Crew is another racing game. It's a open world game where basically the entire map is the entire map of America. Unfortunately, where that game fell short was the story mode was okay, but meh. It just consisted of the same missions over and over again. And it gets a little repetitive. I believe the DLC came out for it now, actually, the Vintage Pack, which basically features a bunch of old Corvettes, none of which I'm actually interested in. Don't get me wrong, I like the Corvette, I like the C7, I like the C4, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not an American, I don't have the pure love for a Corvette, but it's not my sort of car. I do like the Viper though. I do really like the Viper. I believe the Crow Mine refers to that up there. Do we take a stylish shot with the 8C? Like that, maybe?
That works for me. In fact, it's perfect.
Yeah, we'll save that. Actually, why not? 8C, see if we can make that into a thumbnail image or something. I wonder what other photos I have on here, actually. I see a few here. Yeah, okay, upload it, why not? Yay, great, right. Next. Awesome photo, success, well done. 50% off available at South Beaumont, yay. Right, next up we've got the mental Mercedes C63 AMG. That shouldn't be hard to get skill points in at all, because that thing, I presume, will just be sideways, like, after it hits 2 miles an hour. Alright, 20,000 points is all we need. 2 minutes is the time available. We've got a giant seat in the background. We'll do some drifting around that. Not a problem.
Hey, listen up. The press are waiting for you. And me. We all want to see your skills.
Okay, apparently we have to stick to this big road. That's also not a problem. See, I told you it'd, like, drift from the get-go. Let's smack some signs, see if that gets our points up a little bit. Some snow poles, they can go down as well. We are an angry businessman on our way to a conference call. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Right. Run next to the Dakota. I believe that's a Dodge Dakota. It's like a Ram, but it's not a Ram. I don't know American cars very well. Well, I do know American cars well. Some traffic cars confuse me, but yeah. It's like I have no idea what that Ford thing is. I believe it's a Taurus or something. Basically, the American equivalent of the Ford Mondeo. Right. Speed, speed, speed. We've already got the required points, I think. Yes, we have. I do like the C63 AMG. I think it's a mental looking thing. I think it's an awesome looking thing. It's also fantastically fun to drive. I wouldn't say it's particularly good. I wouldn't say make a race car out of it because, well, it really wouldn't end very well. But it's a kind of end like that. You'd smack it into a wall, but hey, at least it'd be fun while it lasted, right? Good. Right. Slide, slide, slide. There we go. I don't run manual with clutch, so I can't exactly dip the clutch on a drift. So I have to sort of use the handbrake as a clutch almost, which it sounds a bit weird. It is a bit weird in practice, but once you get used to it, it's quite alright. It's quite alright, Davey.
Totally awesome. I've never seen driving like that before, except in my dreams.
I have. It's when the poor man called Richard tries to drive his Mercedes C63 AMG Black off the driveway and instantly gets beat up by a cloud of wheel spin and tyre smoke. Right, how long have we been going for? 15 minutes. Yeah, we have enough for a few more outposts. Let's go and do some more outposts. It's HDMI 2 this is on. I will remember that, honest. Right, let's just change car to something a bit quicker so we can get across the map a bit faster. What are you fancying? Raptor? Subaru? Yeah, we'll go with the Raptor. We don't really use the Raptor much, so we'll go with that. Why not? Alright. Where to exactly? I'm not going to go do that one. We're going to go and do the Clifton Valley outpost. Right. Raptor power. I love the sound of this thing with the supercharger. It sounds so fantastic. I love the oh god, they had the Hennessy one on Top Gear not long ago, the Velociraptor. That thing's an absolute beast. As is the Shelby Raptor as well, which is another cool version of this vehicle. I think for me the Hennessy one probably wins it because it's got the better supercharger sound, but yeah, the Shelby one's very cool as well. I wouldn't say no to the Ford Raptor. I actually do really quite like the Ford Raptor a lot. Very much so. Just the same, we can't really fit them on the roads here in the UK. I would love to import one, just to park it in front of the Greenpeace parliamentary building, but meh. Ooh, it's not very nice to drive as it would appear. It's quite oversteery when you throw the brakes on. Seems almost like the brakes are biased at the back, but I don't know. There's a showcase event there. Well, should we do showcase events next episode, or should we get on with the actual championships? I think we'll do some more championship races, to be honest with you, next episode, and then we'll go back and do some showcase events in the following one, and then we'll just sort of do PR stunts as well a little bit. Because I can't do them all in this one video, otherwise it'd be an hour long upload and my internet really wouldn't like that, so we won't be doing that unfortunately. But tally ho. Ooh, power. There's a lot of power in this. Hey, PC Cruiser kill.
Hey, Mr. Popular, it's Alice. How about you come drive for me in that showcase event I mentioned? It's on your map.
The Stampede, is that the one with the Lamborghini Aventador, eh? I believe it is. That's a very cool showcase event. Power. There's a CTI Yellowbird there. Very cool car. Very mental car, actually. Well, we missed our turn off because I was too busy focused on the Yellowbird. Power, that way, go. God, this is a mental machine, and I absolutely love it for it. Right, 71 miles an hour through the speed trap, but God, it felt good. Right, let's us go into this showcase place. Not showcase place, sorry, the outpost. Jesus Christ. Right, we've got a Noble M600, a Ferrari GTO, and a TVR Sagaris. All very, well, actually, meh, I'm not a huge fan of many of them cars, to be honest. The Noble's cool, but the Ferrari GTO, I'll discuss it when we get in it, actually. And same thing with the other one. I don't even remember what it is. It was probably that dreary. Right. Go. I do like this Noble M600. Yes, it's got the engine from a Volvo. Yes, you probably shouldn't buy one in favour of, say, the Lamborghini Aventador A or the... And I know it's Aventador, just confirming. or the Ferrari, what is it nowadays, 488 GTB. But yeah, you know, it's better looking than the Ferrari in my opinion. It's better sounding than the Ferrari presumably, and I just prefer it over the Ferrari. I'm not a huge fan of the modern day flagship Ferraris, the 458 and the 488. Meh, I still don't like either of them, to be honest with you.
Hey, are these too easy for you? Should I have asked you to go faster even?
Probably, as long as you didn't ask me to go any faster than 185. Alright. About half this game, no, half this recording session is just loading screens, I presume. Racing counters. Right, let's go and take the GTO for a spin. 288 GTO, I believe this is. This was a proper GTO. The second Ferrari ever to be called GTO, actually. And it's got exactly the same interior as the F40. I do not like this car. I don't think it's actually that good looking, I've got to be honest. I mean, yes, it gets 20 coolness points for flip-up headlights, but so does a Mazda RX-7. And the Mazda RX-7 sounds better, and in my opinion looks slightly better, and in the context of the game I believe it's about, how many times cheaper? About 17 times cheaper than the GTO. Of course the GTO is faster, but I mean, with the 307,000 credits you'll save, you can easily just buy a faster version. You can either upgrade the hell out of the RX-7, or even better, you can spend that money on a supercar. You could get a Ferrari 458, an RX-7, and an Audi estate wagon, I presume, for that price. Then you have cars for all occasions.
It doesn't have to be a masterpiece, but you need more of the scenery.
There you go, there's your scenery. Happy?
Got it. Awesome.
Alright, very good. Yep. That was my phone. That is professional. Very professional. Even more professional that I'm going to look what's actually in the video. In the email that I got, sorry. My brain's scrambled. Monthly rivals. I can't imagine there's many of them anymore. Or anything interesting in them, sorry. In fact, I highly doubt it. Right. Next up, we've got the TVR Cigaris. Very, I don't know. I like the look of the TVR, don't get me wrong. It's mental and everything, but I just don't want to own one, really. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that silly glass, plastic, whatever it is, spoiler. I like the fact it's a TVR, I like the fact the dash looks mad and all that, but I don't know. If I was going to get a TVR, it'd probably be, I believe it was the Zebra, or something like that. That was a very cool car. It sort of looked more like a traditional sports car, but it had like a moulded plastic dash that looked absolutely fantastic. It's kind of like why I like the Jaguar XJ220 as well. The dashboard and that looks quite interesting. You know, it looks different from your usual supercar dashboard, which would basically just, everything's in a straight line. You got a flappy paddle gearbox and all that nonsense and bollocks. Well, at least TVR did something interesting and plastic moulded this special thing that looks like that. It's kind of like the Fords from the the early 2000s. The Focus and all that had like mental dashboards, and the Ford Ka had dips and stuff. It looked very cool and interesting. Don't get me wrong, I do like modern Fords. In fact, I probably like modern Ford Focuses over old Ford Focuses and Fiestas, and especially the Ka. The Ka's always been an ugly duckling of a car. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice that at least someone's doing something a bit different. We have to get 25,000 points in this. Now, that's actually quite a lot. Especially considering the route it's got us, wants us to sort of stick to a straight path. I'm going to try doing some power sliding and stuff inside this little rut we've got here. And hope to God that we get some more points. When in doubt, burnout. I believe we've done it. Provided a PC cruiser doesn't come and slam into us. There we go.
Show out there. You tore it up.
We did indeed tear it up. And that's 100% off at Clifton Valley, which is a very useful thing to have. Please wait. This is what you do. Please wait. This is what you do. Please wait. Right. Anyway, friends, that about wraps me up for today. We've done 3 of the 10 PR stunts. We will be revisiting PR stunts and doing some more of them in the future. But until then, friends, mine has been The Real Emile, and I will bid you a farewell.